this is the Black Creative Handbook with Kassandra, Lauren Gordon, and I am here with
CerVon Campbell.
CerVon. Okay, have I said it right?
Yes, man, you guys.
Perfect, because I'm always messing up names, and people are so polite. They just let me just carry on saying their name wrong, and I want to know the world.
I'm that person too.
Good. So, how should we describe you?
I usually say I am a stand-up comic that makes music, but I think lately, since the pandemic hit, I'm a musician that occasionally does stand-up comedy.
Ooh,
And
okay.
yeah.
So tell me about the transition. Tell me before like the pandemic. So tell me more about the stand-up.
I was focused in on stand-up, but I was occasionally making songs, putting out a song here and there. But right before the pandemic, I had like one really bad show. I don't know, I guess I call it the real world. I never did a bad show. I was constantly doing well enough where I felt like, okay, I'm a pretty decent comedian. And then I finally got hit with a bad show and it hurt kind of bad. So I kind of like took a break. And right when I was about to go back into everything, then the pandemic started. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna buckle down, I'm gonna go back into music. And that's gonna be full time. It's easier to do remotely. It's hard to tell jokes over the phone, but I can send out a song, and so I just focused in.
Okay, understandable. Little that you know, but I used to do like stand-up comedy. So I really commend people who put themselves out there on the line every night, performing, creating, and doing your craft. It's not easy because I feel like comedy or stand-up comedy is one of those art forms where you are super judged. You know, if you do, I'm not saying you do it. If you know, bad music or a bad film or a bad theater production, people won't heckle you really or make you feel bad. But if you do a bad joke or have a bad time, which it does happen to all comedians, they'll make you pay for it. So, you know, it's about being human,
Yeah.
isn't it? You know, someone can always have a bad day. And when I first started years ago, I had really bad days. And when people say die on stage, I died. I tell you, I died. But then you have to learn to resurrect. You have to learn to resurrect. You learn quick. So I hope, you know, you find it in yourself somehow to get back where you are, you know, and not let one bad night, you know, define your legacy, if you will. But it just seems like there's something really positive what comes out of it. It seems like you are doing your music, which you do plentiful of music, which seems very inspiring. So I definitely want to hear more of that. Before we get into it, I have this quick fire questions. So I'll just ask you random questions and you just have to be honest and say which is on your mind. Okay. A pencil. So usually I'll just say like something like, do you prefer a pencil or a pen? And then you just say, I prefer whatever and what. Cool. Pencil or a pen?
Okay. Pencil, because I'll probably make a mistake.
As we all do. Cool. Bus or a car?
Car. I have a serious phobia of boats.
What?
That's like my one phobia. I can't do boats. I get looking at cruise ships, instant panic attack. Can't do boats.
That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Apple or Android?
Apple. I drink so much apple juice a day. That's my one addiction. I love apples.
Okay. I'll talk about
Hold on. I think I got that way wrong. Did I get that wrong?
No, it's not the wrong thing, but it's interesting because I was just gonna say you said Apple or Android, and maybe because of my accent as well. So Apple, I meant like Apple, like the technology. Which one do you have? Are you Apple person or you're Android?
I have both, but I mainly use Androids. Android have more saving capability, and I like to have my songs saved to my phone, and I don't like the cloud.
Cool. Converse or Nikes?
Converse. I'm more of a dressy shoe than a sports shoe.
Okay, understood. I don't know how you say it in the States. Is it joggers or tracksuit bottoms or jeans?
Jeans. I I'm more like I said, I'm more of a casual dresser. So like Converses, jeans, that's more of a laid back casual style for me. So I
Okay.
go jeans.
Netflix or Amazon Prime?
Amazon Prime, because Amazon has more options as far as like you can get like Prime shipping and Prime video. So you get more for your money.
I like you, very entrepreneurial. You're always thinking. Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Both. I barely sleep ever, but if I had to pick, I'm gonna say night because I'm up all night.
How much sleep do you get a day? Hours.
Probably 3 hours. Probably
What?
3 hours.
How do you so?
Yeah.
How does that work? How does I don't understand that life. Explain.
I am just so I guess driven where I am just constantly working on something. So it's like even when I'm tired, I'll lay down and I'll think of something. And then I'll like, okay, I need to hurry up and do that before I forget. So when I am sleepy, when I do go to sleep, it's because sleep caught me off guard. It's like I put my head down and was like, okay, I'm finna rest for a second. And then 3 hours later, I wake up and it's like, okay, I gotta catch up. I gotta hurry up and get back onto what I was doing.
Okay. I'm interested to hear about the driven bit. So what do you mean by the word driven, Bo?
I just want so bad to kind of keep growing. I'm really into lateral movement. So if I had this many streams yesterday, I want more streams tomorrow. I'm in this many playlists, I want more tomorrow. So like I'm constantly like looking for ways to expand, I guess, my brand, whoever I am.
That is interesting. I would love to pick your brains about that. I'm definitely going to get to your music, but as I guess you do content creation or you put out your music, right? How do you,
Mhm.
what is like, not giving too much secrets, but what is the type of tactics you use to try to drive traffic free, organic traffic or eyes on your creations?
Um, I focus on person to person growth.
Mm.
So I'm an introvert. People really freak me out. Like if I post a video or post even a picture, I'm so paranoid. That's why like my Instagram and stuff, it's like a picture every so many months. And I probably deleted it like 30 times before I left it up. So with that in mind, I have to reach people by themselves. So like I'll pick a hashtag, I'll find different stuff, I'll listen to somebody's music, I'll give feedback, and I'll just make personal connections with everybody that follows me. So and when you
Hold
do that,
on,
they kind of help you grow.
hold on. I'm looking on Instagram right now, right? And I'm
Hmm.
looking at your lovely got a lot of followers for someone who is not who don't like people per se. And if you're listening audio, I'm doing the inverted air quotes. But I have to ask you this. Your Instagram name, Sex Monkey Limo Driver. I don't understand that life. Sex Monkey Limo Driver.
I was 13 when I made Instagram, and
Okay. You could always
I
change
was
it.
not. No, I've tried. I've tried. I've messaged them. I have tried so many different things. I've paid a service to try to help me. I'm stuck with it.
Because you're
Uh,
verified.
uh-huh. I've tried a lot. Like I really want to get rid of that name, but I'm stuck. I've lost out on a lot of opportunity because of that name. But I've also gotten a lot of it, so it's a win-lose situation.
Wow. So, all right. To take me to your 13-year-old self for this Instagram name.
It was a game where you needed four names to make one. So you just scroll through this little index of random words for each one. So I'm 13. Sex was a cool word. I didn't know what it was, but I'm not
Mm-hmm.
supposed to talk about it. So I'm like, okay, sex, monkey, and then everything. It just kind of was like all just laid out, and I just never changed it. And then when I was like, okay, I'm a professional now, then I got a blue check, and it was like, no, 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 hold on, let me go back a little bit. But they, I've messaged them like probably like thousands of times by now. They have never said anything back to me.
It is what it is. It is what it is. But
Yeah.
yes, it's interesting that you're talking through, you know, being very vulnerable and talking through your process about thinking about your visuals. Definitely want to touch on to that. So before, let's reel it back and talk about your music. So how would you describe, I have my ideas about how to describe your music, but I don't want to impose. So how would you describe your music in 3 words?
In 3 words, I would say probably vent, whatever that word.
Mm-hmm. You're on mute. You're on mute.
A lot of venting. Probably emotional
Mm-hmm.
and also funny because I sneak in a lot of people I feel like never pay attention to, but I have so many jokes in my
Oh, you're gonna
music.
look. You're gonna a little bit quiet. What happened? What happened? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, I'm sorry. Somebody tried to call me.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I can D and D it.
it's okay because I'm not editing. Can I hear you now? What are you saying? The volume's gone down.
Okay, you hear me?
It gone quieter.
I'm gonna figure this out one of these days.
Is this what happens on the creative podcast? Got to get creative. You just got to move on. I'm not stopping. It's all this life. We're gonna sort out all these
Okay.
technical difficulties.
So you hear me now? We're good.
I hear you, but it's really low. It's low.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. If you can increase the volume by any chance, or you can speak louder, that'd be superb.
I'll try to speak louder because I don't know. I don't know why it went down.
Don't know what happened.
Is it still down?
Mm-hmm. Just have to just like play some music. I pretend to sing. I don't know what I'm doing, but on the pod, if you can see me visually, I'm just doing some interpretive dance and hoping for the best while we can sort out this technical difficulties. Meanwhile, please look at the, what's his name? Oh, it kills me. I'm always going to remember this. Sex Monkey Limo Driver, which he says he doesn't like the name, but I just find it funny. I just feel like that. It's just like it feels like a band name. It feels like a band name to me. Okay.
Can you hear me now? Are we good?
I can hear you. You just have to talk super loud because it just
Okay,
went
I'll talk really. I'll
loud.
try my best. I'll talk into the microphone.
Yeah, because I could hear you okay, like perfectly, and then it just went. So yeah, when I mean you gotta like raise your voice, project your voice, like. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Good. All right. I know you got to pretend to be an extrovert for the next like 20 minutes. So you need to just.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got you. Just correct me if I get too low.
No, well, I'm going to correct you from now. I need higher, like high. I'm going to be like the cinema, not cinema, like a choir person. High. Cool.
Okay. I'm trying.
Okay. We just have to work with it. Cool. So where were we? So you talk about venting. I can't remember the other words you said.
I would say emotional, probably.
Emotional. And what is the third bit?
Funny.
Funny.
I find my music funny.
Okay.
Yeah, I think my music's funny for the most part because I sneak in a lot of jokes, and they're not always caught, but usually I have a lot of jokes in it.
Understood. Okay, so how, an obvious question, but how did you get into music? What was the first age? What got your music spark?
I was like 16 and I was already doing stand up, and I was traveling doing stand up, and with stand up I was already having like depressive thoughts and all kind of stuff like that, and it felt good to make people laugh, and I thought that would help me with stuff. But then I started writing poetry. Somebody put me on that, and it really helped me get like certain stuff out. And a lot of my friends were like rapping and all kind of stuff, and I just slowly progressed into making my first song, and then just kept going with it.
Okay, it sounds good. Okay. So walk me through the process, because you say you work 21 hours a day. You must have like, you must be a vampire or something in the most loving way. Just working, working, working. How do you get from an idea to a finished song? Like, what is the process? Do you have the melody first? Do you just have a drawing? Do you visual, like, what is the process of you creating a song?
It's a lot of different ones because for the most part, like I'll go throughout the day and I might think of two lines that kind of rhyme or a specific word that I want to incorporate into a song, and I'll write that word down or I'll write those two lines down. If I come up with a melody, then I'll kind of write it out or record it in a note and just kind of save it there and come back. And then when I'm ready to actually make a song, if I didn't like, usually I'll like write a song fully if I like come up with a done idea. But for the most part, when I'm ready to go to the studio, then I have all those little notes, all those little one lines or the melodies, and I just kind of put them together and be like, okay, this works for a song. Okay, this works for a song. So I'll take like 60 different notes and turn them into like 15 songs. And I usually go to the studio, I want to say like 4 or 5 times a year. And when I go, I want to get out like maybe 20 songs. I want to record as many as I can until I come back. I try not to go like I'm not one of those artists that like I live in the studio and this, that, and this. I'm not that guy. I'm like being there.
Okay, so are you trying to maximize the time when you're there? So hopefully by the time you go there, you'll have a good demo or good, nearly finished songs in your head before you get there. You're not starting from scratch when you get to the studio.
Yeah, when I go to the studio, by that time I usually have the songs already memorized and know exactly what I need. So when I'm there, I'm not wasting any money. I'm getting exactly the time and every second counts while I'm there.
Understood. So is it just you? Do you produce? Who do you collaborate with? How does, instrumentals, how does it all work? Mixing, how does it all work?
I usually start off with a YouTube beat. I'll find a free for profit beat on YouTube. I already have the lyrics, and I just kind of like find a beat that kind of fits whatever I'm gonna, whatever melody I have to work with or whatever. And then once I record it, then I'll take that beat away and I'll just kind of make a beat around the vocals that I have, and that's pretty much it. If I can't do it, if I can't come up with an idea, then I have this guy Seb and I have a few other people, and I'll send them the vocals, the top track, and see what they come up with.
Understood, understood. I'm just trying to think about, we have so much access to technology and with people and a lot of people making music whenever, and there's so much accessibility. I'm just wondering, how do you differentiate yourself in this saturated market to make sure that, people see your individual expression and know you as an individual?
I study a lot of marketing content where I don't feel like I make music that's any better than a lot of people. Like I might have an ego and say a couple of times, oh, I think my song's better than that. But for the most part, I feel like we're all on the same playing field. It's just who's gonna stick out more. So I know I'm not somebody that can make a video like, what's up everybody? Come listen to my new song, this, that, and this. I struggle so hard to do that kind of stuff. So I have to hit one time and hope that that's a really big impact hit. So if I do make a video on TikTok, I'm going to maximize the resources. I'm going to market it as hard as I can. So that one video is going to last me a good couple of months to promote that song. So when I'm like on Instagram and I'm networking with people, I make sure each time that I like or comment under somebody's post, that somebody I feel strongly is going to come at least follow me, if not come check out my music. If they follow me, then that's enough, because somebody might want to go through their following list and see, okay, they're following this guy. And then with a weird name like mine, it'll stick out. So I just find every little detail that's going to make this, like any small interaction, an impact. Interaction.
Okay, I can just hear a plane going across my, come on plane, go away. I don't know if you can hear it from my end, but there's a big plane going. Anyway, the point what I'm trying to make is, it's just like you seem very strategic. in what you're doing with your networking online. So how, or I'm asking for a friend, aka me. I'm really bad on Instagram. You seem to have a good following. You seem to have really good listeners on your Spotify. People are hearing, people are aware or visible of what you do. What is the methods? Because you just said like you looked on people's following. Um, how do you seem to meaningfully connect with people? Um, I'm just trying to work out what other secret sources do you do? You know, are you on literally on Instagram and social media 21 hours, 22 hours a day, just networking, networking, networking,
Yeah,
networking?
yeah. Like it's always been a problem in certain situations. Like I know my girlfriend doesn't like it, and a lot of people like I'll be out to dinner and it's like, okay, I need to spend 3 hours on my phone here. I find different times a day where I'm like, for the next 2 or 3 hours, I know Instagram has the like most traffic right now. I need to be hitting up hashtags, need to be finding people, need to be liking, I need to be commenting, and I hit it hard. Like I really don't take a whole lot of breaks. When I do take breaks, it's because I'm doing a podcast or I'm binge watching something. But even when I'm watching TV, I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, and I'm liking everything. I'm commenting. I'm getting to know everybody. If I go, I don't just go and just like for the most part. When I do, I want to have an interaction. So a lot of producers will message me, or a lot of people message me like, "Hey, I make beats, is that and this." Where it's like, "Well, send them to me. I'll actually listen to them." Or I'll give out my email. I try to interact with every single person and not just like and not just comment, but like if I do comment, not like a flame emoji for the most part. If somebody put out a new song, if they say, "Hey, go pre-save my new song," I'm like, "All right, I pre-saved," and I'll put an actual lyric from the song so I did take the time out to listen. Because when you're any art that you're doing in absolutely any format, if you're a painter, if somebody comes and look at it and they say, "Wow, I really love the detail that you put into the trees, is that and this, it looks real," that hits so hard. So if you're going out there and you're making comments and you're actually interacting with people and you're making an impact and making them feel good, then they're gonna feel good enough where it's like, he listened to my stuff, he checked out my stuff, I'm gonna go check out his stuff. Oh my god, I really like this song. Now I'm gonna follow him on Spotify. Every time he puts something out, I'm gonna get an update. So it's just finding ways to not just impact but genuinely meet and interact with these people. And when you have a large following, you kind of get like a bump, because I don't know. I never really thought of myself as somebody, but they'll see my account and think, "Oh my God, he's famous. A famous person is interacting with me." So you have these little shortcuts, you have these little details, and there's so many different ways to interact with people. So I'm
I was gonna
constantly locked in.
I was gonna make a joke, a light-hearted joke, saying, you know, when you say, "Oh, I'm a famous person," and there's it. I was gonna say, or an interaction with people. I'm gonna say, "What? So you have more? You have lots of groupies?" I was gonna make a joke. I was only joking. It was
None.
a bad joke, but
I have famous friends now, or famous people that follow me, and I just had this happen today. They ask me questions as if I'm famous too, and it's like, no, I just look famous on Instagram. I'm not there.
I want to look famous.
This girl
Teach
messaged
me,
me.
teach me, teach me. Now,
It's
now,
the
now, no source.
same.
It's just normal one-on-one. It's like it's normal. It's not, like when you go on Instagram or on YouTube, like we're gonna make you like go on our course and for $3,000, and we're gonna teach you how to do great things on Instagram. And it's just taking the time. It's taking the time to get to know people and putting that in. So now I'm hearing
It's
free.
so
Go ahead.
their advice. Their advice. I learned this lesson today because it's the guy Adam Ivy, and I'm not taking away from his classes or anything. He's a great guy, and talking to him, talking to his team today, I learned a lot of information from being on there. But it's also information that's like I kind of knew. I'm glad you told me, but at the same time, I'm an introvert. I'm not really trying to be on there and show my face. So no, I'm not gonna listen to that. But I appreciate you talking to me and doing that. So it's like the class is helpful, but it's not helpful for my personality. And I know being in this kind of field, I shouldn't have this personality, but like people freak me out. I'm very socially awkward,
What?
so
What
I
are
don't
you
know what to
like
do.
the? I'm not trying to make super. I'm not trying to insult you, but are you like the Summer Walker kind of? Because the introvert R&B, alternative R&B with EDM and granted, you know, you have your own genre, but
Uh,
it's like that's in fashion now. So you guys are winning the
is
scissors and
like
the Summer Walkers of life.
it's cool once you're already somewhere. Then it's kind of like you can relax and be yourself. But when you're trying to climb, it's really hard because just I did a networking event last week, the week before, and the guy that was hosting, he kept looking at me and was like on the microphone talking to everybody, but looking at me like, don't be a prima donna. Let's network. Let's talk to people. And I'm sitting at my table with my nerves on 10, like, I want to so bad, but I don't know what to say. I'm the type, if I say something to you or I make a joke or I try to say, hey, I might go, hey, and I might be like, shoot, that was an awkward hey. I shouldn't have did it like that. I will think about that for the rest of my life. So I don't like to I'm not that guy. Like
So
I would
what's the
like to
diff?
be, I'm just not.
So what? I'm not a psychologist, but what's the difference of you talking to me now and you talking to someone at a networking event?
We got a screen between us. We kind of sort of got a little bit of like a brush up information. I don't have to just come straight to you like in person and go, hey, this, that, and this, you know? It's a little bit different. And then like the biggest lesson I learned from doing stand up was I don't have to be myself then. If I'm in person with you or doing certain stuff and we're up close, I might have to be myself. I can put on an act and pretend to be sex monkey limo driver and then I can be that guy. But then it drains me. So it's like it's just figuring out when and where and how to do that. So doing podcasts, I'm comfortable kind of interacting with people one on one, and it's just little. I don't know. It's different for every situation.
Okay, I want to say that I can empathize and I want to be sympathetic, but I don't know about the introvert struggle. I don't know. I'm a bit of an extrovert, but so I'm just trying to just I can't sort out your life. I'm not here to give advice, but I'm just trying to think about like someone so creative as yourself, you know, dealing with these kind of social things, what you're dealing with. I'm just like, how do you, where you don't need to be, but it's very adventurous, it's to your advantage, you know, to connect with people because that's what you do. You know, your music as should, you know, inspires people. With comedy, you're connecting people with experiences and making them laugh and have a certain emotion. So it's quite courageous, you know, for you to just keep on doing it, even though it doesn't feel natural to you.
Yeah,
Feels that
no, I
way.
mean, a lot of the aspects of it do feel natural. So like, doing, I feel like the biggest part that made last week, the last show that I did, like the networking event, what made that so bad for me was I wasn't in the right genre category there. So I'm there with a lot of trap artists, and I'm coming there to sing a song while they're here to do like this full on trap drill rap. I'm feeling so self conscious because it's like I know I don't fit in here. So when you come in there with that mindset already, you're already kind of thrown off. But like I've been in environments like the stand up community is beautiful because everybody cares about you. Even if you're like a trash comedian, they're sympathetic. So it's kind of like it's easy to talk to them. It's easy to be around them versus, music because in music there's a lot of ego.
No. See what happened?
He calling me.
Oh, great, great. So talk now because this is the level of volume, what I'm talking about. Okay, great. Perfect volume. Okay, cool. Okay, so not to like, you know, artists might like some of their work and all their work, but is it okay? Maybe I don't know the terminology, but you know your song Chubby on YouTube, isn't that a bit more drilly? So you move far away from that kind
Every
of
so
aesthetic.
every so often I'll make a song like that, and I'm
Mhm.
like, okay, this was kind of this is cool. I liked it while I'm here, and then when it comes time to put it out, I'm so self conscious. I kept saying I wasn't gonna put it out, wasn't gonna put it out, and I have another song called Risk. And my girlfriend was like, no, I like this. I actually like this. Put this out. And then they use words like actually, where it's like, I actually like this. So it's like, oh, you didn't like anything else. So it's kind of like you kind of feed into what other people like, because my fear with songs like Chubby or A Little More is working with certain crowds that I've been working with lately. I'm scared they're like, oh, I'm gonna go listen to your music. And that's the first song they hear. And they're like, oh, no, this guy's a rapper. He's that guy. No, thank you. I don't know. It's just kind of knowing when. And so, like, the last event, if I knew it was that kind of event, I would have probably tried to do Chubby. But I went there and I did a song D&D, and it just wasn't a good fit.
So it's about, is there a reflection about reading the crowd, because you have the material? I'm not saying that to sell yourself short, because I was going to say, oh, I like Little More now. I know that's not, because I know that that's not your primary aesthetic, your music aesthetic, but it's just like, oh, that's what I vibe to more. I'm not saying your other music hasn't, but what I'm trying to say to you is like, can you adapt? I'm not saying to sell your soul, because I feel like even looking at all your discography, that is part of you, like Chubby and A Little More, right? It's part of you, right? It's maybe not your primary thing, but I'm just guessing, if you know it's a more of a certain type of crowd, would you start with that music and then do your other type of music, which is more chilled?
I was told different.
Oh, I don't know. Tell me.
Oh, I was told different going there, where it was like, oh, it's gonna be a lot of R&B artists. We're gonna vibe. It's this, that, and this. Then when I got there, it's a club. So I'm like, yo, can I change my song, please? And she wouldn't let me. So it's differences there. But like, A Little More is a part of me. I feel like A Little More, I'm using language, like I'm cussing a lot more than I usually do, but the lyrics is still me. And same with Chubby. I just kind of like, I like to mix genres, and it's like, I heard this UK song. I really want to get into this drill beat. I really want to try it. And I'm out there. It's just, you're just finding different aesthetics to kind of fit the personality at that moment. So Chubby, it's still 100% me. I'm still talking about like, bro, I'm broke. That's what Chubby's about. I'm broke. I am not cool. So it's like, you and her DMs, me too. I don't have her either. So like, yeah, it's still me. It's just putting on different masks and playing with it. If you know what kind of venue you're walking into and certain stuff like that, then totally, yeah, it wouldn't have been as awkward.
So I heard a bit like you listen to UK drill or UK grime. Do you listen to? So I'm from the UK, so you talk my accent. So what type of UK grime? Because when I visit America, before grime getting a bit more popular in UK rap, some American, my friends, like, I can't understand what they're saying. I don't understand garage. So garage was like I don't know if you know about the history of UK music, but so garage was like the grandfather or the father just before grime, and then there's drill. So how did you know about all this life? How have you Americans been exposed to this type of subgenre, to this genre?
I started with Tiny Temper.
Tiny Temper.
Yeah.
Sorry, I say this.
Huh?
What? Since what year? Since 2012? Like, I'm trying to think about what age Tiny Temper was around. Tiny Temper is not as popular now, but early 10s?
Yeah, like that was my guy, because like music for me started with Childish Gambino, Labyrinth, and a lot of people like that. So
Labyrinth, British Labyrinth, you know him?
Yeah,
sorry,
that's like
I'm
my
really
guy.
Sorry about that. I just assumed, because I talked to a lot of Americans, they don't know about Black UK music or producers or rap. So sorry.
Labyrinth is my guy. That is like my music inspo for 9 times out of 10 with a lot of my music. I love that dude. And with him, got me into Tiny Temper, because they had a song Earthquake and a bunch of songs.
Yeah.
I moved into Tiny Temper. Tiny Temper got me into Chitty Bang. I don't think he's from there, but like he was in those circles. And then I got into Dave. And then like going on TikTok, a lot of people introduced me to music and would be like just sending me a lot of UK songs. And I might not know all the names like of the people, but I was just saving them. So it's like I'll be in my car and the song come on. It's like I might not know what they're saying, but I'm here. Like I'm in the vibe.
Okay, I was just about to ask you, do you know what we say? Because it's a bit different.
I learn it though. I might not catch it the first time, but after a while listening to it, I'm there. I know it. Drake got one song that he tried to do the UK drill thing. I don't know if you heard War, but
No.
like I like it. I like it.
Oh, Drake, I don't. I have to
You're
be
not a
careful what I
Drake
say
fan?
about Drake. You know what? Yeah, I think there's a generational gap between me and you. I learned, yeah, I've got to be careful what I say about Drake. I don't dislike him because it's either you're a casual Drake fan or you're diehard, and somehow the laws I always around diehard Drake fans, so I have to keep my mouth shut if I want to live because you know.
Diehard. I'm
Oh,
not
God.
diehard.
Why?
I'm a
Why?
casual.
Why? Why are you a diehard Drake? I need to know why.
I'm not a diehard.
Oh, you're
I'm
not?
a casual Drake fan.
Okay, tell me why you're a casual
Yeah, I'm
Drake fan.
casual.
Why?
Me as a casual Drake fan is he put out music, I'ma listen to it, I'ma like it, I'ma save it. But I'm not gonna run around here like Drake is the GOAT, this is the best album of all time.
Okay,
I'm not gonna argue anybody about Drake.
Okay. Oh God.
To me, Drake is that guy where it's like he's too good to even talk in a conversation about. It's like, yeah, the song was good. What did you expect? You know, you get exactly what you expect with Drake. He's gonna give you the R&B songs. He's gonna give you the rap song. It's nothing new. I like the song. Let's keep it moving. His last album, I really liked it. I don't listen to it every day.
Drake is Drake. No, I don't dislike him. Drake. I don't dislike him. It is what it is. It is what it is. But I'm
he's
so
like, that guy was like, you don't dislike him. You just get tired of hearing about
him. Yeah. That's it. That's what I'm gonna say about Drake. Before all the America, I have some American listeners. I don't want them to come. I don't want no beef. I don't want no beef. Okay. So I'm just so happy.
They will.
Sorry, we got a bit tangent, but I was just so thrown off. Like, because when I do talk to American friends, they're like, what? Stormzy, who gets Wretch 22? Like, people don't know. So you know. So I'm so happy that you know about UK rap. Okay, one more thing. I'm gonna test you UK garage, grime, whatever. Do you know Craig David?
Don't.
Oh, okay. Just leave it there.
See, I'm in the middle where it's like if I get the song, I'm gonna listen to it. So like I'll take Craig David, I'll add it, and I'll listen to him because I love the music. I just don't know who to like look up if I'm like, yeah, I want to listen to this.
I mean, Craig David's not. So this is when I was growing up at school. So Craig David is not. Probably talk about Craig David, but you know he's not grime. He's not UK rap, but in UK music or black music, I won't say pioneer, but someone about 20 years ago in UK garage who did a bit of crossover. In Canada, they like him. I know some people in Canada like him a lot. Craig David. Anyway, let me get back to you, the musician, because I was just got thrown off there. But thank you for indulging me. Know about UK rap.
I'm really into that scene. Like, it's this girl Mozzie. I have more of a connection with Black UK music artists than I do with people here. Because like it's this girl Mozzie. I think that's how you say her name. It's a lot of artists over there that I follow on Facebook and Instagram, and I keep up with them and their music, and I send my music to because like my biggest accomplishment, no matter what I have done, no matter the money I've earned from a show, no matter what, my all-time biggest accomplishment is Labyrinth follows me on Instagram. There will be nothing bigger than that to me.
Oh, so that's amazing.
That whole scene, I'm really deep into that scene.
Okay. All right. I'm just gonna move on slowly. So let's talk about visuals. Now you said as a musician, sometimes you got to put your face on there, or you got to have an alter ego, but somehow your face and people need to know who you are, right? Usually to sell records or whatever. So how do you deal? Every time you say I'm self-conscious, I feel about I also think about Kanye West. I'm so self-conscious. Anyway, as we digress, how do you deal with your visuals? Because you do your visuals in a different way. I wouldn't use your visual. I wouldn't know that you're so introverted. So explain about your visuals.
I wish I had that. All of us that all fall down kind of mindset like Kanye, where I can be like, Catch me with all my watches, this, that, and this. I'm not that guy. So like all of my photo shoots, somebody has to pose me because I'm just standing there awkward. Somebody poses me. I'm working on my face because I noticed that I just don't smile. I have a blank face in every picture. So that's something I'm working on. I have a ton of music videos. I haven't put none of them out because I'm so self-conscious.
Okay, I'm just looking at visuals. Yellow usually come. Yellow. What's your fascination with yellow?
I make a lot of like mental health music, and I feel like the usual is like black and gray and all these dark colors because a lot of mental health artists they want to keep you there. They make a lot of depressing music. They talk about drugs and killing themselves. So I try to be the opposite of that and make more positive music now. And yellow is my favorite color. It's the color of sunshine. I like to keep like a bright mood.
I haven't seen a music video. I might have not researched too much, but have you done a music video or some visuals for music videos?
Yeah, I have a ton of music videos. I just don't post them. Like,
okay, so there's a saying, I might miss it. So if the tree falls down and you're not there, do you hear it? Like, how are people supposed to know? Where I feel in the age where visuals are more powerful than ever, because not saying your songs, but the song could be below average, seriously below average, but because they got popping videos and a bum in the air or some hedonistic or some satanic vibes to it, it just goes to number. So what I'm not saying that you are. What I'm trying to say is, like, if you don't have the visuals, sometimes it doesn't always enhance the reach. So how do you function without putting your music videos out there?
I feel like a lot of people like that. They focus on the visual because the song might not be all that. I just try to direct my music to people who would like it so they can keep me afloat. So in all the areas that I'm lacking, I focus on the people who will pick up the slack for me.
Okay, so what I'm hearing, you are so intentional and very strategic about how you move quality over quantity. So you're like your own manager, self-managed, because a lot of these artists I'm talking to, like self-managed, very involved, hands-on in everything what you do in your career, your artistry, your music, your production, and everything. I'm just trying to figure out, just like, does that affect your creativity by doing everything, or it just comes all at once?
It's just time management. Like I know that I could be like, I have so many songs wrote, I have so many songs recorded. I could be dropping music all the time. But a lesson I learned is focus on what you got in your pocket right now. Like, because I just put out a song and it's doing well, but I have a song from a year ago that is still popping way more than that song probably will ever do.
Which one is it?
Spotify is helping me with that song. So
yeah,
I know that song is my focus. So instead
sorry.
of me, sorry.
Which one is it? Which one? Is it the one whose number? What song is it? Which is the most
the song that's like that. My main song that does well right now is called Again.
Yeah.
Spotify has put it in a lot of their playlists. It does well all the time. And every time it starts to decline, after a couple days, it shoots back higher than it ever did. And then it slowly declines and it just does the same thing. And then I have my new song, Sarah Lynn, and it's like I can focus a lot of, time and energy into that, which I do. But I know that Again is gonna be the one that's my one that's working for me. So when I'm working with companies trying to get synced and all this stuff, I know I need to pitch this song because apparently it's the catchiest one to the point where they keep coming back to it. So with that, I look at all the analytics for it and I see the people who listen to it, I see their taste. So then I market to that bunch.
Understood. So you really know how to push yourself and be, strategic about where you want to go, where you're going to get booked. So I guess you handle all of your bookings as well. So how does that go? Like, not giving too much personal, but you just say, hey, this fits a demographic, a certain festival or a certain show. This is my Spotify. This is my analytics. This is what I've done before. And like, I book you and you negotiate your price and that's it. Is that how it works?
kind of sort of used to be used. Now I have pull in like a lot of everywhere but my city. I'm trying to book in my city, but it's really hard. No matter what my stats are, no matter who I work with, I can't do it. But going somewhere like Atlanta or whatever, if I want a venue, I just say, hey, I want this venue. Or if it's already a show going on, I just submit and say, hey, like you said, like these are the type of people I feel like, listen, I know that in this area it has this demographic. I feel like it'll work. I feel like within this like a certain amount of radius, I can pull in people to come to this show. Um, would you consider me? But as far as like me booking my own shows, I'll just say, hey, like the festival, I just say, hey, I'm gonna be there. Like let me perform. So it's just knowing a lot of people just want to perform and they don't care. Like they'll do a showcase and just show up. I want to know the area, the demographic, who's usually if it's like a bar somewhere, if we're on a Tuesday night, what's the turnout usually on Tuesdays? Who comes? If it's like, and I know like even I know down to the race and age for my listeners. So it's like if it's predominantly black, if they're in their 30s, it's predominantly white, if they're in their teens. I want to know all that information before I'll say yes.
You see, you got to be meticulous with this stuff. You don't want to waste your time. So what advice would you give to creatives like yourself who literally self-promoting, and how do you deal with rejection? Maybe someone might not say, hey, I don't want you, or for whatever reason, or it's not the right fit. How do you keep pushing? How do you deal with that rejection?
The rejection, it'll always hurt, but it's just one of those things where you just gotta take it. Like I don't even know what advice I would give to it. You just gotta take it because for every negative there's a positive. So it doesn't matter. There's no way to tell how many negatives because, like I said, my main song is again. I will say I pitch it 100 times. I might only get maybe 5 yeses, but those 5 yeses really will be great yeses. Like they'll be really great playlists, really good pitchings. So any advice that I would give is do what I do is set time aside for yourself. I would say if you can't do every day, anytime that you can, and path out your way for the next couple weeks, your next day, your next week. Even if you like, I'll set my week ahead, like my week schedule, and then I'll come back behind it the next day or an hour later, and I'll redo it. Even if it's the exact same thing, I just want to know where I'm going and what my plan is, and kind of stay ahead of it. So just stay ahead of whatever you got going on.
So where do you see yourself in the next 18 months?
Next 18 months, I'm buckling down, going hard on tour. Like I'm on tour right now. I'm setting up a lot of shows. The next 18 months, I'm planning on like really doubling that and getting more serious venues.
Okay. So you think touring, so the connection of that will help you to get that reach and to increase your fan base.
Yeah, because anytime you perform, you're guaranteed more people to come to you. So I've been focused on like doubling my reach, my fan base. So I know if I get back out there, like when I first started, like I went on tour, my last tour was like 2.5, 3 years ago. I know like going back will be like the answer I need to like, reach more people. And that's my plan. I want to reach more people.
Understood. Okay. No, I just feel really inspired by artists. Would you just don't want to put any words in your mouth? Would you call yourself an independent artist, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, cool. Because I get really inspired by independent artists who are in charge of their visuals, they're hands-on, they do they're very involved in their production and just knowing where they're going. So I feel very inspired, and you inspire me. For me, like I need to I'm not a musician, but to get on my grind. Like I complain, I'm been an hour on social media, trying to promote myself, I don't want to pay for ads all the time, but when you say 3-4 hours at least, just connecting with people online, I'm like, get on my grind. There's this hustle, if this is what you're born to do, this is what you want to do, you just gotta do it. There's no ifs and maybes, man. You just have to do it. And
yeah, you gotta Marlon Wayans, he started like, the Wayans brothers, they make all their own movies and stuff like that. They kept getting told no when they wanted to pitch movies and stuff. So finally, it was like, yo, let's just do it ourselves. So it's a lot of management companies out there, and I always wanted to sign a big label deal and stuff like that, but they can't give you a whole lot more than you can do for yourself because they're gonna always have other artists and want to share their attention. So you have to be your biggest supporter and like really push your vision and make everybody else see it. So that's what I'm about.
Okay, okay. So what one thing for, what one thing would you give advice for a new independent artist, how to make a living and to sustain their careers?
Scheduling. Make sure planning, I'll tell you that, planning. Every step should be calculated and you should know exactly why you're making that step, have a full understanding, and pitch everybody on why that step was important.
I don't understand the last bit. Pitch that last step where everything is important. What do you mean? Can you give an example?
This last song I put out, like me doing stuff, people I work with, like John, he asked me, why did you put that song out? I feel like you could have waited. You should have did this. You should have did this. But you're gonna understand why you did it. So you have to be able to sell them and explain to them. I feel like this was a good time. I actually planned this song 2 months ahead of time. I've been setting up ads. I've been doing this. I've been doing this. Now is the best time to do it. So you have to be able to tell people that you might need to at some point to explain why you had to make those decisions.
Okay, so having that self-belief, man, having that self-belief is so important, especially being an artist. Okay, so as we're wrapping up end, just have to ask you, are you going to go back to the lovely comedy anytime soon, or this is your main focus, music?
Yeah, with my tour that I'm trying to do right now, me doing shows right now, I have a few comedy shows set up. Supposed to be doing one this Saturday. Yeah, I'm back in. I have new material. I'm ready to go.
Okay, so you just go grinding hard, man. I salute you. I salute you. Okay, so obviously in the show notes, we're gonna have all your details, but where can we find you? How can we connect? How can we be better fans? How can we know more about the Again and the other singles what you have?
I have CerVon Campbell on everything. CerVon Campbell, CerVon Campbell, CampBell. CerVon Campbell on everything but Instagram, where I am Sex Monkey Limo Driver.
It makes me smile, and it's something that people will remember. No matter what happens, people will remember that. Not all of all these musicians have the proper names like Champagne Pappy, Drake, all the Bad Girl Riri. It might catch on. Who knows? I'm laughing at it now in the most loving way because I actually like the name. But yeah, people will not gonna not remember you with that name. So I wish you all the best and stuff. Oh yeah, one more thing, last question. So what is the best thing someone said about your music? Like the best like kind of review or testimonial
Um, Off the top of my head right now, I would say for my last song, my latest song, Sarah Lynn, the day I put it out, this blogger wrote, "This song is so bad, yet it makes me cry." And he went on and he said that it was a bad song, but everything in it was like good reviews. He said it made him cry. He really felt the song. So I think that's been like the best compliment I've gotten in a minute.
Sounds good. So hopefully we don't always cry. We'll be into your music and appreciate the authenticity. What you seem you listen to your music, you put your heart into it, especially some of the chiller ones. I don't know if that's the appropriate word, but the more less tempo ones. So yeah, thank you so much for just being honest and talking. I hope it wasn't too bad for you, especially as a lovely introvert. But yeah, you sound very inspirational. Your music is, very, for me, like maybe I'm not your 100% demographic, but the ones which you're probably not like the I wrote them down like that. A little more and Chubby, those are things I can listen to. I can get pumped up with. Like, yeah, I like the vibe. But the other songs, like Again, and then there was another one I was listening to earlier today. Is it Rest? Yeah, with Rest, it's just like I just have to just like it's like winding down. I would listen to those at the end of my day. So I feel like to me, I'm like the music for me. Probably I'm not your demographic, but depending on what type of day, I can really get into it more. So yeah, so I might. It's it's in the evening now where I am in the UK, so rest seems to something I can really reflect and really absorb what you're saying in that song. So I'll probably play it afterwards when
I would
we leave
appreciate
this
it. Thank
podcast.
you.
So yeah, cool. Well, oh yeah, that's it. So this is the Black Creative Handbook with your host Kassandra Gordon and with CerVon Campbell. So please listen, connect with us, and we'll speak very, very soon. Bye-bye.